Hi, I'm Chris Dyson and I'm the proud head teacher at Parklands Primary School in Seacroft, Leeds in the United Kingdom. And I'm going to talk to you today about times tables and how important they were on the journey to the success that we've had. Now, I took over this school 6 years ago and it was one of the worst schools in the country. We work in the primary sector, which in the United Kingdom is 4 years old to 11 years old. But what we do at this age group has significant impact on how they develop into adults at high school and beyond. So 6 years ago, this school was one of the worst schools in the country. Exam results were rock bottom. There was over 150 exclusions in 2013 and 14. There was a padded cell, there was isolation rooms, there was more children outside on the roof in the afternoons than in lessons. So the school was in a really bad place. And I came into the school as a brand new head teacher and I had nothing to lose. But I wanted to implement the things that I'd done in my previous schools where we'd had such success. So the first thing I did, and you've got to bear in mind that we have got 78% pupil premium. And that for you guys over in the United States, 78% of the school are highly disadvantaged. They're poor, they don't have a lot in life and things. So what we do in school is essential to get them confidence, to make them feel a belonging, and to make a difference to their lives and things. So we came into school and we had to raise standards. And the first thing we had to raise them in was maths. Now, because I had behaviour issues to sort out, what I did in that first term was basically I just walked around all day around the school into everyone's class. And then I thought when I went in there, why don't I go in with a purpose now? So I might say, for example, everybody in school now, we're doing the 7 times tables this week. And I try to make it fun because you automatically think times tables, that's not very entertaining, but we make it the most exciting way for the children to actually learn a skill that's so essential. So I'd walk into classrooms and we'd all chant the 7 times table, 7, 14, 21, 28. And then I thought I'll start going in with an element of surprise. So I'd start going into the rooms just saying, just opening the door going 7 4s. The confidence the children had in shouting back 28 was absolutely amazing. The children really took to it. So we decided to build it into our Fun Day Friday Best Seats in the House assembly, where we have up to 140 parents to come and watch an all singing, all dancing assembly, but the highlight of which is the times tables at the end. Because when I'm telling you that when you've got 5-year-old children who are going 9 9s, 81, 6 8s, 48, 7 3s, 21, 12 12s, 144, at 5 years old, it shows that these children, if they love doing something, can get the teeth stuck into it, they can practice it at home, they don't need laptops, they don't need broadband, because they've just got to practice this mental recall skill. Basically, within 2 years, we had all the children from 5 years old to 11 years old that could blitz out these times tables. We're quite famous in the United Kingdom now. We've been on BBC Breakfast News, we've been on Sky News, we've been on ITN News. All the big national TV stations have really picked up on this because they can't believe how the most vulnerable children in our society are the best in the country when it comes to doing times tables. Now, I told you at the start that 6 years ago, there was 150 exclusions, there was kids on the roof, standards were rock bottom. If we actually fast forward now 6 years, I'm so proud to say we've been recognised by the United Kingdom government, which is Ofsted, with an outstanding grade. And there are only a handful of schools in the United Kingdom that have got an outstanding grade with such high deprivation and things.
And this is the thing when you go into Parklands School, is the work that he has done to raise the self-esteem of young people in his school. And they have gone from being the worst performer in maths education to one of the top nationally through the work that he's done with timetables in particular.
More significant than that as well is that in maths, for the last 4 years, been in the top 1% of schools in the country, the top 1%. So of all the schools in the United Kingdom, we are the best school when it comes to mathematics. And it all came down from the times tables that we implemented 6 years ago. The results have been immense, and the fun and the enjoyment that these children have is absolutely second to none. Now, in a second, I'm going to introduce my maths coordinator and senior leader at school, Brooke Nolan, because then she's going to expand on what I've said and tell us, once you've got all these number facts in your head, what do we do then? And she's going to be talking to you about the fluency and the applying of these skills into mathematics, numeracy sort of lessons and things. Now, I love the fact that Miss Nolan's on with me today, because back in 2004, I was lucky enough that I won Teacher of the Year. And lovely Miss Nolan was actually one of the little girls in my class when I actually won that. So when she went on to become a teacher, she got a job at my school, which was perfect because she already understood that times table philosophy that we did back when I taught her back in 2003 and 2004. So an absolute diamond, an absolute star. So I'm now passing you over to Brooke Nolan.
So I'm Miss Nolan. I'm a teacher at Parklands Primary School, and I'm also the maths leader. I basically started at Parklands at the very beginning of our maths journey when Mr. Dyson became the head teacher. And as he's already said, the standards were low and we knew that we had to do something to raise the standards significantly in maths. So we started with times tables and practicing the basic skills, and we found that this was really, really important so that the children could take on more challenging areas of maths. So for example, fractions, long multiplication, long division, ratio, all of these areas in maths rely on having these fundamentals and this basic knowledge of times table facts. So what we decided to do was spend a little bit of each day just practicing these skills regularly. We'd be chanting, playing games, counting forwards, counting backwards, mixing it up so that they'll also be practicing their division skills. And the impact it's had is absolutely phenomenal. When children are coming up to year 5, year 6, when they are tackling these problem solving things, they're not getting stuck at the first hurdle. If they come across a question where they've got some multiplication, because they've got this understanding and this knowledge already there, they can move on to the more complex areas of the problem. So it kind of moves them away from getting stuck at the first hurdle, losing track of where they are in the question, making errors. You know, they've got these facts and they know them inside out, and that, you know, really beneficial higher up the school especially. I think it's also important the fact that Chris already mentioned that we start them off really young. They're practicing these times tables from when they come into year 1, and it's consistent all throughout school. I think it's important that teachers are all on board with it. I don't think it'd really work if, you know, the year 1 teacher was really enthusiastic about it, but then, you know, they kind of missed it in year 2 and year 3. It needs to be a really consistent approach and all hands on, everybody doing it, practicing it at every opportunity within the day. And I've also found that it's changed children's ideas about maths. So we all know that some children have got quite a lot of anxiety when it comes to maths, or they kind of think it's a little bit boring. Well, we found that in practicing times tables and them knowing the multiplication facts, they've grown in confidence. It's completely changed their mindset about maths. They enjoy it. They're begging the teacher if they can practice times tables every single day.
Maths, because in maths there's times tables, and I think times tables is the best subject I've ever done.
Maths, because we get to solve problems.
Times tables all day long.
And so I think that their improved confidence has really given them the ability to grow and improve and not be so fearful or scared of maths.
Because we had to make sure it was still so entertaining for these children. If you've got all your little 4 and 5-year-olds already knowing all the times tables, then of course, how are you going to keep that interesting when the children get to 8 and 9 years old? So what we actually did, our 8-year-olds have got another high expectation. So when we go into year 4, we might say 6 times 8, and we want the answer 52. Now there'll be 1 or 2 little bright sparks over there in America. They'll be thinking, but 6 times 8 is 48. So what our children have to do in year 4 and above, they have to do the times table in the head and then subtract that answer from 100. So 6 times 8 is 48. Subtract it from 100 gives you 52. And again, when you see the video, you'll see the children answering quicker than I'm clicking my fingers.
12 times 12. 12 times 12. 6 times 8. 7 times 7. 7 sevens. 6 sixes.
That's how quick these children do it. And when you go outside into the playground at break time and you've got all these children in little huddles and you're thinking, what are they doing there? Let's go and investigate them. And they're just playing times tables. They just can't stop playing and practicing. So if you make it fun, you make it entertaining, they can achieve absolutely anything.
Another thing that we like to do is, for example, if it was 7 times 6, the answer is 42, we'd be asking them what's 0.7 times 6, and we'd want the answer 4.2. So it's really deepening their understanding of things like place value as well, by having those high expectations and just challenging them further, really.
So Martin, let's bring you back in now. Would you like to have a game of times tables against Miss Nolan?
I'll have a go. Let's see.
Good luck then.
Skills.
So we'll have 7 times 4.
28.
6 times 9.
54.
I lost that one.
No, for the purpose there, Martin, if you practice and we come back to this again live next Friday, then we'll see you how much you've improved in that time and things.
I think it's also important to add as well that children from all different types can all access this. So we've got children that, you know, they may have struggled with maths in the past, but they're really keen to get involved with these competitions. They really, really want to prove that they can win the competitions, or they can go home and learn them and they can come back and show the teacher, and it's something for them to be proud of. So we've seen a massive improvement in the children who were previously low attaining, and they've been practicing these times tables and they've just shot up, they've grown in confidence, and it's just had such a massive impact on how they feel about maths and their ability within maths as well, based on this basic knowledge that they've now got. It's not really that much effort to implement into your school or into the timetable of the day, because it's just little and often, and that's what has the biggest impact. Whenever there's a spare couple of minutes within the day, the children are asking if they can practice the times table. So it doesn't kind of have to take up too much of your time. It can just be as and when, but making sure that everybody's doing it every day for just a couple of minutes. I think that's kind of key.
But it's about having smiles, it's about having enjoyment. And as I said, when you've got those number facts in your head, they never, ever leave you. It's like learning to ride a bike.